In a new era where sails slice through storms and sorcery seeps into the bones of the sea, the world has changed darker, louder, and far more cursed than ever before. The seven seas are no longer ruled by mortal men but by forces that were once whispered of only in drunken sailor tales. The age of gold and glory has long vanished, now the oceans themselves breathe vengeance, hunger, and ancient wrath. Forgotten gods stir beneath the waves, and the sea once the cradle of freedom has become a living battlefield between time, fate, and the undead. It has been decades since Captain Jack Sparrow vanished into myth. His tales became legend, his compass a relic, and his name a ghost on the wind. Yet, the ocean never forgets its favorite son. Sailors whisper of strange omens, ghost ships sailing under eclipsed moons, monstrous tempests spinning with blue fire, and the laughter of the drowned echoing from the fog. The world trembles, for something old is awakening, and at the center of this chaos rises a new power, Seraphine Veil, the daughter of death and destiny, born from the wreckage of the Black Pearl itself. Her eyes shimmer like the reflection of the moon on black water, her veins pulse with cursed sea water, and her heart beats with the rhythm of both life and death. Commanding a ship known as the Revenant Tide, carved from the bones of lost leviathans and infused with ancient magic, Seraphine sails across realities themselves. Her crew, a legion of bound spirits, follow her not for gold but for redemption. Where she sails, the sea bends. Where she drops anchor, time itself falters. And her mission to find the one thing said to exist beyond the grasp of gods and monsters alike, the heart of eternity. A relic older than the world, capable of freezing, reversing, or rewriting the flow of time. Legends claim it was forged when the ocean first met the sky, and that whoever controls it holds dominion over every tide, every storm, and every soul lost to the deep. But the heart is not unguarded. It rests within the abyssal rift, a place between worlds, part ocean, part nightmare, where time dissolves and reality screams. No mortal has ever reached it. No god has ever returned from it. None, except one. Captain Jack Sparrow. Though long thought dead, Jack did not perish. He was imprisoned deep within the shattered remains of Davy Jones' locker, a purgatory of madness where horizons never end and time loops endlessly upon itself. In that eternal sea of illusions, Jack sails a ship of memory, a ghostly vessel that drifts between dreams and despair. He plays cards with shadows, sings to echoes, and bargains with the ghosts of his own mistakes. His laughter, though distant, never truly fades, for even in eternal exile, Captain Jack Sparrow never truly loses. And then it happens. As Seraphine's relentless search for the heart pushes the boundaries of magic and reason, her rituals tear open the veil between worlds. The sea convulses, the sky cracks. And through the storm of shattered reality, a familiar silhouette appears. Out of the mist, out of legend, out of time, Captain Jack Sparrow returns. But he is not as he was. His once carefree eyes now glimmer with the knowledge of things no mortal should ever see. His hair is tangled with coral and seaweed, his coat tattered but regal, and his grin still wild, still daring, carries both charm and chaos. Holding a bottle in one hand and fate in the other, Jack steps onto the deck of existence once more and mutters with that timeless smirk, "You can't keep a good pirate down forever, savvy." The winds shift. The tides tremble. The age of pirates reborn in vengeance and time has begun once again. When Captain Jack Sparrow returns from the broken corridors of time, the sea itself seems to draw breath. The waves ripple with recognition, as if the ocean knows its favorite mischief maker has come home. But this is no longer the same world Jack once ruled with charm, wit, and madness. The Caribbean he knew of rum-soaked taverns, wooden ships, and golden horizons is gone. In its place stands a darker age of steel, sorcery, and domination. The East India Dominion has risen once again, stronger and crueler than ever before. Its fleets no longer run on wind and wool, but on something far more sinister: the stolen souls of sailors, bound within engines of black iron and enchanted fire. At the heart of this unholy empire stands Admiral Lucien Beckett, descendant of the infamous Lord Cutler Beckett, the very man Jack once sent to his watery grave. Cold, brilliant, and merciless, Lucien has inherited both his ancestor's ambition and his hatred for Sparrow's name. With an army of spirit-bound warships known as the Armada of Souls, Beckett now seeks to erase piracy not just from the seas, but from the fabric of time itself. His ultimate weapon, the Trident of Tides, stolen from Poseidon's vault, grants him control over the oceans and, with each strike, reshapes the flow of history. When Jack learns of this, his smirk fades for the first time in memory. The world has forgotten laughter, freedom, and rum-soaked rebellion, and in its place, order reigns supreme. Yet even in this age of despair, there are still those who whisper his name. Among them is Seraphim Vale, whose hunt for the heart of eternity now collides with Jack's return. Their fates intertwine like storm currents, drawn together by forces neither can fully control. Seraphim, proud and powerful, views Jack as both a key and a curse. Jack, on the other hand, views her as well, a beautiful disaster with very poor timing. Reluctantly, they strike an uneasy alliance. She promises him freedom beyond death, he promises her a map no one else can read. Their quest takes them across oceans that defy all reason, through the sea of whispers, where the voices of the lost try to drag the living beneath the surface, across the Isle of Forgotten Names, where every visitor is forced to confront their past sins, and through the Tempest Core, a storm so powerful that lightning itself seems to scream. With every mile, the bond between them grows stronger, part rivalry, part respect, and perhaps something even deeper. But trust is a rare coin among pirates, and Jack knows all too well that every alliance is just another wager with fate. Their journey is fraught with danger and wonder alike. They face leviathans of bone and coral, monstrous sea creatures birthed from the remnants of cursed shipwrecks. They battle sky pirates who sail ships powered by bottled storms. They even encounter old faces long thought lost to time: Will Turner, the eternal captain of the Flying Dutchman, bound forever to the deep and tormented by memories of the world above, and Elizabeth Swann, now a queen of an unseen realm, guarding the tide gate, a portal between life and death. Each warns Jack that the ocean stirs with a power even he cannot charm, a force that remembers every deal, every betrayal, every trick he ever played upon it. Meanwhile, Admiral Beckett grows ever closer to his goal. Using the Trident's power, he tears open rifts in the sea, capturing the spirits of ancient captains and bending them to his will. He speaks to the ocean itself as if it were an obedient servant, declaring war upon the very concept of freedom. His final plan, to wield the heart of eternity and rewrite the timeline, erasing piracy, chaos, and Jack Sparrow from history forever. As Seraphim and Jack inch closer to the heart's resting place, the abyssal rift, a swirling wound in the ocean where time itself is broken, the air thickens with tension. Seraphim feels the pull of her destiny, while Jack feels something he's never known before: fear. Not of death, not of monsters, but of being forgotten. A pirate, he mutters under his breath as thunder rolls above them, is only as real as the stories told about him. If the stories end, so do I. With that, the revenant tide sails into the most dangerous waters in existence, a place where past, present, and future collide in eternal chaos. The sky turns to glass, the stars fall into the sea, and the waves whisper promises of both power and ruin. Jack grips the wheel with one hand and his compass with the other, eyes glinting like gold under lightning. The compass spins wildly, torn between destiny and doom, until it finally points not north, not to treasure but to a truth that will change everything. The sea is alive, and it remembers Jack Sparrow. The sky above the abyssal rift burns like molten glass, the sea below boils with storms older than time, and at the center of it all sails the revenant tide, caught between worlds. Captain Jack Sparrow stands at the helm, his coat torn by wind, his compass trembling in his hand, pointing not toward treasure but toward destiny itself. Beside him, Seraphine Vale, her eyes glowing faintly with the curse that keeps her half alive, gazes into the heart of the storm. The heart of eternity lies somewhere within, pulsing like the ocean's heartbeat, promising control over time, over death, over everything. But the closer they get, the more the sea screams. Reality twists. The stars bleed. Time cracks open like a shell. From the depths, the armada of souls emerges, hundreds of black iron warships, each powered by the bound souls of dead sailors. Their cannons glow with green fire, their sails stitched from shadows. And at their front, standing proud and cruel, is Admiral Lucien Beckett, his face calm, his trident raised high. History, he says, belongs to the victors. And I intend to erase every pirate, every myth, every mistake. With one strike of the trident, the waves freeze mid-crash, the sky splits, and time begins to unravel. Ships of all eras, Roman galleys, Viking longboats, Spanish armadas flicker in and out of existence, drawn into the vortex. Jack glances at Seraphine with his usual grin, though his eyes betray a spark of sadness. Seems the end of the world's come early again, love. Then let us make it a good ending, she replies, drawing her blade, a sword made from the bone of a sea god. The battle for eternity begins. Cannons roar like thunder gods. The revenant tide vanishes into mist, appearing and reappearing like a ghost, ramming through Dominion warships as spectral pirates climb aboard. Jack fights like a man who has lived 1,000 deaths, cunning, unpredictable, unstoppable. Every move feels like déjà vu, as if time itself dances to his rhythm. But Beckett is no ordinary foe. Each time Jack strikes, Beckett reverses the moment, undoing the blow with a twist of the trident, laughing as Jack's efforts collapse into nothing. You can't win, Sparrow, he sneers. You're a story that's gone on too long. Yet stories, Jack knows, are harder to kill than men. As Beckett lifts the trident for the final strike, Seraphine leaps into the beam of light bursting from the heart. Her body shatters into mist, merging with the storm. Her voice echoes through the chaos, the heart bends time to its will, but only for one who gives up everything. The sky explodes in blinding white. Time slows. For one eternal moment, Jack sees everything, every storm, every bottle of rum, every friend lost and found. He sees Elizabeth's tears, Will's loyalty, Barbassa's laugh, and his own reflection staring back at him from 1,000 timelines. And then he makes his choice. Jack grabs the heart with both hands, his compass spinning madly. If time's the sea, he says softly, then maybe it's time someone learned to sail it properly. With a smirk, he plunges his cutlass through the heart, shattering it into a billion shards of light. The trident screams, Beckett is thrown into the void, and the frozen sea erupts in flame. The ocean, freed from its chains, roars with a voice like thunder, Jack Sparrow. The rift collapses. The armada sinks. Every ghost, every cursed soul, every forgotten sailor finds peace as light floods the horizon. The revenant tide is torn apart, its fragments scattering like stars. And when the sea finally stills, only silence remains. Days later, as dawn rises over calm waters, a small dinghy floats among the wreckage. A hand reaches over the edge, rings glinting, compass in hand. Jack Sparrow pulls himself aboard, drenched but smiling, looking at the endless horizon. Still alive, he mutters, tipping his hat to the sun. Of course I am. He opens his compass, it no longer spins. It points straight toward the sunrise. He chuckles softly. Seems I've finally found what I've been looking for, freedom. As the light warms his face, a faint shimmer of mist rises beside him. Seraphine's voice whispers through the breeze, "The sea remembers you, Captain." Jack smiles at the empty air. And that's the problem, isn't it? He sets his sail, humming a tune as his boat drifts toward the golden horizon. Behind him, the waves whisper stories of the man who defied time, death, and destiny itself, the pirate who turned legend into eternity. And thus, the tale ends as it began, with a grin, a gust of wind, and the immortal words, "Now then, bring me that horizon." Sunrise anchor.